It's a life and death showdown, both show skills but miss. John tries a superb move to down Master Yi. He aimed to seize the chance, yet Master Yi's skills thwarted him. Seeing he was beaten, John fired to keep distance. Both in bulletproof suits, they exchange fire. John, out of bullets, scrambles for a chance, and Master Yi notices his clip is empty. While John was busy reloading, Master Yi thought he could sneak up on him, but the fallen rifle clanks loud, prompting John with his tattoos to react in lightning. Master Yi quickly scooped up the rifle, trying to take down John while they both wriggled like snakes, firing at each other from the ground. Times L pound 8 L divided by Imat R circumflex L hatchek A 3/4 Chinese at a 3/4 grov grov Arabic letter 6 BA Imat letter VCA Cyrillic letter 4 BB 3/0 YQ does not make a sound like an ostrich I or edge Imat goes full ostrich, not daring to make a peep pound sign a circumflex Arabic letter 6 B 1 pound hour IQ to grov R ortho acute divided by R letter V7 3 Cyrillic letter 4 B7 cents the acute U grov micro acute Imat the Imat I Imat pound sign a quarter tilde acute Anani Imat micro in the DZ copyright. Just then, he spots a handgun behind him, but as he reaches for it, he steps on some glass, making a sound, causing Master Yi to whip around like a start. John rolls to dodge, then rapidly closes in for a takedown, but instead gets flipped onto the ground by Master Yi, who's about to cut his throat. At a critical moment, the hidden little black decides to strike, not wanting anyone else to snatch his target, but inadvertently creates an opening for John. John encounters a fierce attack from the elite. With the swift scissors move, he locks down the enemy and promptly takes him out. With the badge gone, enemies reappear. The puppy rushes out to save him, then Little Black shows up. He tells John to seize the chance to raise the bounty. Little Black wants to profit from him, while Hao-Er is fleeing. Master Yi waits at the entrance to propose a trade to Hao-Er, but Hao-Er refuses to budge an inch. Knowing they can't negotiate, they draw weapons. The sound of their swords clashes sharply, creating an atmosphere as tense as a concert before the show begins. Hurt, Hao-Er hopes to fight back, but is pierced by Yi's arrow, ending his tail instantly. Mingzi wanted to start a revenge mission, but found himself unnerved by Master Yi's looming presence. John, taking the subway, spots Mingzi rushing in alone, who glares at him with hatred, hinting he must take out Master Yi. John seeks answers from Winston about the owner of the special badge, and Winston shares the Marquis backstory while suggesting he challenge him to a duel. This is an ancient rule of the high state. If victorious, he could regain his freedom, but to duel, John must first join a family. To achieve his goal, John heads solo to Berlin to find the Peter family in White Russia. Just as he inquires about Peter with the priest, two burly men suddenly appear, dragging him away. When he wakes up again, he finds himself hanging by the Peter family. Ever since he took care of the elder in the desert, the Peter family was implicated and punished by the high state. His current head is Keisha, Peter's daughter. John will avenge Peter if allowed back into the family. Keisha agrees, but John must first eliminate the one who executed Peter. Soon, John arrives at an underground bar and meets Azans, Peter's killer. Azans expected him and had summoned Master Yi. Then Little Black shows up and the four sit around a betting table, guns drawn at each other. Azans suggests they have a little wager. The winner takes initiative. Little Black has a fairy tale flush, John 2 pairs, and Master Yi 4 of a kind. Azans secretly cheats, dealing himself 5 of a kind, making him the winner, and Master Yi is so furious he nearly breaks into Furious, John stabs Azans' neck with a card, but his skins aren't thick, leaving only a shallow wound. The puppy rushes out first, tackling a guard behind. 3 quickly retaliate. John takes down the nearest foe while also shooting at Azans' big secret, and Master Yi pulls out a flashbang. The flashbang goes off, giving a guard a sudden light bulb moment. John chases after Azans, closing in on him. More and more security try to block him, but anyone daring to approach gets swiftly dealt with by John. Seeing this scene, Azans gets so thrilled that he's out of breath, and immediately engages John in a hand-to-hand fight, using his weight to clash. John momentarily struggles to gain advantage, and ends up kicked off a balcony, hitting the ground as he barely manages to get back up, only to be swarmed by a security. Dodging, he pins a man against a pillar, finishing him with an axe. Another attacks, but John dodges and counters. Then he uses jiu-jitsu to throw down an opponent, snatching the axe back and aiming it at the incoming guards. Azans reappears, his strikes come like a storm, catching John and delivering a thunderous blow. That hit leaves John reeling, but before he can catch his breath, Azans grabs him again, prompting John to summon all his strength for a counter-slam. John starts pummeling Azans, ready to go home, when Little Black emerges to kill him for the bounty, but is thwarted by Master Yi. Little Black retreats reluctantly. John returns, meets Keisha, who honors the deal to join. The man slowly approaches the molten furnace. The leader glances at him and mimics the action, revealing the family's traditional rite of passage. She returned to the family. John must undergo this ritual with the new leader as they press their arms against the furnace hot enough to boil eggs, screaming in agony. As their arms slowly pull back from the furnace, a crimson family mark sears their skin, a painful ordeal John endures for revenge, to challenge the Marquis. Then he asks Winston to deliver the challenge letter to the Marquis, who initially scoffs at this ridiculous duel, but when he learns John has the family's backing and that this challenge is backed by the High State Leader's rule, the Marquis stays stoic on the outside but panics inside, feeling he can't refuse this law. Winston seizes the moment, explaining that through this challenge, John can break free from all obligations to the High State and regain his independence. As a guarantor, Winston makes his demands: rebuild the Grand Hotel in New York, with High State covering all costs, and restore his status and position. But as a guarantor, his fate is tightly linked to John's. If they lose, they both face the music. The next morning, John arrives at the Eiffel Tower to discuss deal details with the Marquis, matching points to determine the outcome, with the Marquis picking to John hopes to settle things right then and there, but with low points, he can only wait until sunrise for the duel.